Sarvarupadharam Shantam Sarvanamadharam Shivam Satchidanandam Advaitam Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Swami used to start his divine discourse with this many times. So we offer our pranams to the divine, who is Sarvarupadharam Shantam, who is all forms and is peace. He is Sarvanamadharam Shivam. He is all names and he is Shivam, auspiciousness. And he is Satchidanandam Advaitam. So he is knowledge, existence and bliss. And he is Advaitam. That means he is non-dual, second to none. And Satyam Shivam Sundaram, truth, goodness and beauty. So that is what Swami is. We have the logo, the infinity symbol and Swami's form. So this includes both Saguna and Nirguna aspect of God. God with form and God beyond the form. So that is our symbol. So what is the biography of Swami called? Satyam Shivam Sundaram. So that is really depicts what Swami is. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. So with love, reverence and gratitude, I offer my prayerful pranams at the divine lotus feet of our dearest, loving and omnipresent Lord, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. First, I would like to express gratitude to Swami for bringing us all together in this beautiful conference. Because every one of us were invited by him. Let me tell you, with all my years of experience with Swami, no one can come unless he has invited you. So you're all special guests of Swami for attending. So just behave like special guests of Swami. So we are all blessed. And I like to thank the wonderful loving hospitality of Malaysians. From the time they received us at the airport and the beautiful accommodation and the wonderful meals. So it is really shows that practicing what Swami said, Atithi Devo Bhava. So because our Vedas, Taittiriya Upanishad says, Atithi Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. Treat mother as God, father as God, teacher as God, and guest as God. So you are treating the guests as God. That is, you are putting Swami into teaching it into practice. And also I congratulate all the organizing team, the zonal chair, the central coordinators, the National Council President, the volunteers, young adult leaders, for this wonderful, beautiful arrangements. I know it needs many months of preparation, planning, and hard work. I know that we have been involved in many planning, arranging the conferences. But that you are doing it for the love of Swami. So that is very blessed. And another thing beautifully, one of the MCs said, the satsang is a great way to nurture divine love. Because Lord Jesus said in the Bible, wherever two or more gathered in my name, I am present there. And even the Puranas say, Madbhakta yatra gayante tatra tishtami narada. Wherever my devotees sing about my glory, I am present there. We had a beautiful bhajan session. I congratulate all the bhajan singers. They sang with so much bhava, not only raga and tala. Important is Swami says bhava. Swami says he's not bahya priya, but bhava priya. He loves with what kind of feeling you sing. That is very, very important. So it was very touching. You did with a lot of love. So Swami, for many reasons, his work is being done, his glory is being sung. So he is with us here and now. And also at this time, we should remember every moment that we are the most blessed and fortunate on this planet Earth. There are 8.4 billion people on this earth, and only the chosen few are had the good fortune to hear his name. That is many, but to be able to serve in his divine mission, that is all his grace and love. We should repeatedly remember that. I was there in 1994. Swami kindly invited me and my wife, the guests in Kodaikanal. We spent few weeks, 3 weeks. To be with God is real education. It is a beautiful experience. You have breakfast with him, you lunch with him, you have dinner with him, and you go on a picnic with him, play games with him. It is, he can't describe in words. It is so much blissful experience. During the time, I was one time sitting with late Professor Sampath. He was then the Vice Chancellor of Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Exemplary devotee, really embodiment of humility and love. It's very difficult to find people who really live those teachings. So just he and me were sitting at Divine Lotus feet, doing his Pada Seva. Well, this is a blissful experience. Then this Professor Sampath, in his humility, said, Swami, I didn't do any good thing in this life. I must have done some good karma in my previous life to have this blessed opportunity. Swami said, no, corrected him. Not only the good karma you did, but all the good karma of all your ancestors in past life, they have done. Because of that, you are at my divine leader's feet. See that we are all so blessed to have heard his name, seen his form, and listened to his teachings. And also in the first time in the history of humankind, we have the definite form of how God looks like. Before Rama, as Ravi Verma, Swami himself said, he put the painting. Krishna, who saw Krishna, Rama? They were there. But here we have seen with our own eyes. And here we have heard with our ears the teachings. So we are blessed to have experienced his love and teachings. So Swami said beautifully in one word, one sentence, Sarva Vedanta Grandhala Saramella, Vakka Vakyana Cheppudu Vakkasari, Akila Bhutamulandunna Atmanevu, Vakkate Ani Teliyavalayu. Says, Swami says, in one sentence, I will say the summary of all the Vedanta and all the scriptures. One sentence. You may be wondering what some people who know Telugu or even Sanskrit should understand. He said, I will summarize all the Vedanta and summary. The Atma in you is the same all over, all the beings. So the same Atma pervades everywhere. Once you have that, you are realized yourself. That is what all the summary of spiritual life is. Then how to do that? So Swami has shown the solution, the basic tenets, foundation. One is love, second is service, third is practicing human values. So these are the way to attain that. But this love, because if Swami says, how do you see the moon? Through the help of the moonlight. Similarly, God, who is love, to experience only we can experience through love. That's why Swami says, God is love, love is God, live in love. These are all the maxims of Swami we should always contemplate. Start the day with love, fill the day with love, spend the day with love, end the day with love. This is the way to God. So first, because Swami's life, his message, his humanitarian works, his ideals, all can be summarized in this word, love. And he is the incarnation of love walking on two legs. So he wants us to be also, that is why he addresses us, Prema Swarupulara, Divyatma Swarupulara, Ananda Swarupulara. He doesn't, I never saw him addressing Bhaktulara. He doesn't call us devotees. because he wants us to realize our true nature, that we are the embodiments of divine love, divine Atma, and divine bliss. But what is this love? We really very casually use the word love. There are two loves, Swami says, divine love and human love or worldly love. So divine love is the one which is eternal, unconditional, and selfless. And worldly love is selfish, temporary, and ever-changing. So Swami says you should develop that divine love. You should live in that love. So for that you should have intensity, not lukewarm devotion. Swami says you just have 2 hours bhajan. So we should sarvada, sarvatra, sarvakalyeshu harichintanam. Always, at all time, think about God. But if we have this intensity, can we have some water here? This intensity of love is very, very important. Actually, you heard of King Parikshit, right? King Parikshit, he was destined to die within 7 days with a snake bite. That was the curse he was cursed to. But he didn't get depressed, worried. He says how to make the best use of these 7 days. And he just listened to the stories of God and he was liberated. Just 7 days. So we don't need years of tapas. And then the recent times, the example is sage of Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He is a sadhana avatar. He used to cry for God. We should know how to have longing for God. Mother, Divine Mother, he was a worshipper of Mother Kali. He says, another day is gone. My life is wasted. He used to cry torrential tears and used to rub his face against the ground till it bleeds. Mother, when are you going to give me darshan? And then Mother appeared. And he gave an assurance. Anybody who cries for God, for 3 days, with intensity, God will appear and give darshan before you. Just 3 days, not even 7 days like Parikshit. Then there is this great king by name Katwanga. We see in the scriptures. He made the gods one against the demons. So they wanted, what boon you want to have? They said, I want to know when I'm going to die. Because we don't know anybody. Do we know anybody you are going to die? We are going to die, but when, we don't know. Because Yama doesn't give a warning. Parikshit was lucky, you are going to die in 7 days. So he says 45 minutes. He's made use of that 45 minutes. This King Katwanga was liberated. So we should have that intensity. But Swami is so kind. He doesn't want to wait for 7 days or 3 days or 45 minutes. He was so kind. In 2007, Young Adult Conference, he gave assurance. If you think of me for 11 seconds, not 11 years, not 11 months, not 11 days, 11 seconds, if you intensely think and call me, I will appear before you, wherever you are, whether in Kuala Lumpur or in Argentina, Buenos Aires or Russia, because there is only one God. He is omnipresent. He will appear. But we should have that intensity, that longing. So if you have the longing, God will appear. We should have that intense hunger. I want Him, nothing else. So if you really have that, you will give priority to God in life. Next, we should know what the priority. That is why Swami said, how do you have joy in life? Joy. Jesus first, others next, why yourself last. Similarly, if you want to have Swami in our life, Sai in our life, yes, Swami first. All others next. That little I last. So we should see whether am I really giving priority to God in the highest. That is the important. We give to others things in life. So we should have the priority in life for God. And third thing is, love for love's sake. No bargaining with God. People say, I give you my hair, Lord, give me that. As Swami said, as if that God is waiting for your hair. So he doesn't want everything bargaining. I will go around you, pradakshina for so many times, do this, 1,000 coconuts I will break. He does that. Sometimes Swami is, because you might have heard the story of Swami Amrutananda. Did you hear that? He is a great devotee of God. So he was Ramana Maharshi's disciple. He went there, Puttaparthi. So he called him Amrutam, because only Ramana Maharshi calls him. He was very touched. So he went in the interview room. Swami said, he was 85 years old at that time, and Swami called him. Swami said, you did this particular homam, Ganapati homam, when you were age 7 years old. Swami was, in the sense, he was not even born by that time. So he knows our past, present, and future. And yes, Swami, you did it for 41 days. You broke 1,000 coconuts. And you chanted this mantra, Om Shreem, Hreem, Kleem, Glaum, Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Didn't you? Yes. Then what is supposed to happen at the end of the homam? Lord Ganesha will appear to you in a golden form from the homa, and I will take the ahuti. That is the scriptural prescription. So did it appear? No, Swami, I was only 7 years old. That is why it didn't happen. Then Swami, look at me now. Then he looked at Swami, that just beautiful golden Ganesha form Swami gave in the vision. Whatever spiritual practices, this is a lesson, whatever spiritual practices will be do, never goes to waste. It is registered in the divine bank. So see, and then he gave that vision, and for 3 days he gave up sleep and food. He was in divine bliss. So when you have that intensity and give priority to God, God will fulfill, but in His own time. And then when we do love for love's sake, that is why one of the Guru Purnima discourse, Swami said, only pray for my love, don't for anything else. Because people wish to have the Pad Namaskar, interview. Swami says, no, people are disappointed, but if you have love, then we have everything else. That is why Jesus said, seek ye the kingdom of God, and everything shall be added unto you. That is why there are so many zeros in life. We have family, 0. Job is a 0. Bank balance is a 0. Your wealth is 0. Your name and fame and power is 0. All are zeros. But you put 1 before the zeros, it will become billions, trillions, right? That 1 is God. So without God, Swami is telling, nothing has a value. Your wealth, position, family, anything. So we need to give importance to God. Because if you have God, everything else. Swami said a beautiful story. Swami said, there was a great king. He made a wonderful exhibition. He was a very generous, good king. He said, anybody can take anything, jewelry, land, everything he was free to give. So just take it, everything. So everybody was taking from morning to evening, whatever they needed. But there was one girl who was standing there, she didn't take anything. Don't you want anything? She waited till the end. Yes, I want something, can you give? She says, yeah, I said today, whoever wants whatever they want, I will give. Then she says, I want to marry you. Then but he gave a word, he can't go back. So he married her. The Swami said she was smart. If you are a king, you are not only the king, the whole kingdom. So you don't have only some jewelry, some land, this. So if you have God in life, you have everything else. So we should have that. But how do you nurture this divine love? Already talked about satsang. This is the greatest way to nurture divine love. That's what beautifully he also said, Adi Shankara's words, satsangatve nissangatvam. So when you have holy company, you get detachment from the worldly things. So if you are not getting detachment, getting attachment, that is not a satsang. So you be careful with whose company, you get detachment. Satsangatve nissangatve, you should get detachment. Nissangatve nirmohatvam. Once you have detachment, your delusion is gone. Moha is gone. What is moksha? Swami says mohatshaya is moksha. Once your delusion is gone, you are. And nirmohatve nischala tattvam. Once your moha is gone, you're always calm, cool, your equanimity. You're all stages, praise or blame, honor or dishonor, profit or loss, always you are maintaining that equanimity state. And nischala tattve jivan mukti. Once you are that state, that is jivan mukti. You are liberated while alive. You don't need to die. People think, oh, when will I get liberation after death? No. While alive, we can get liberated. Jivan mukti. So, another way in the law, another way, does anybody know how we can get jivan mukti, liberated while alive? Swami wrote a beautiful letter to the teachers and students in Vrindavan. The one who has the name of Sai on his lips all the time will be a Jivan Mukta. Go and read that letter. We even published that in the Eternal Companion. So just sweet divine name, satsang. This is the way to nurture the divine love. Another thing is I would recommend everybody to read Prema Vahini, how to have divine love. There is the first Vahini Swami wrote. We have 16, but the first Vahini is Prema Vahini. You see that also this is in the history of humankind. First time an avatar in with his infinite love, he himself has written these wonderful Vahinis. So there he says two things we need to practice. One is practice the omnipresence of God. God is, there is only one God, he is omnipresent. So he is above us, below us, behind us, inside us, around us. So, that's a famous biblical prayer, Father, thou art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. So don't put God in heaven, that place, this place. God is in Kuala Lumpur as much as in St. Petersburg, at Buenos Aires, Los Angeles. He is everywhere. You should have that conviction. So just you should feel omnipresence of God. If you think he is only in Mecca or in Jerusalem or Bethlehem, Kashi or Shirdi, any place, that means you didn't understand. We should feel God is omnipresent. And second thing is, if you want to have divine love, don't find fault in others. So you go on finding fault, he says you will never divine love. So these are the things you need to practice to have love. Because I want to cover all the three topics. We can talk on one topic long, but I want to brief. And then service. Second thing is service. What is service, Swami said? Service is love in action. And repeatedly said, the hands that help are holier than the lips that pray. So we need to have service. But that also sometimes we don't have understanding. It's good. Service means we think we provide food, we give water, we give shelter, we give clothing, and we give education, health care to the people in need. That is service. But Swami says don't confine service only to that. If you have a kind words to somebody, make somebody happy with your kind words, encouraging words, that is service. Kind gestures, even a nice, beautiful smile. As Amrit says, always be cheerful, ABC of life. Always be cheerful. Reflection, other person also will smile. If you frown, castor oil face, Swami calls, other will also put castor oil. So kind gestures. But the most powerful, more than action, the greatest power is loving thoughts. Always let everybody be happy. That is why I say the greatest service, some people may not understand, is Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. May all the worlds be happy. Really, sincerely, you should pray not only for the goodness of people, animals, nature, galaxies, planets, stars, and all these things you should pray the welfare of all. That is also service. But when we do service, two things are important. One is attitude of gratitude. Lord, for everybody, whether you're registration, whether you're in the meal section or in the venue, thank God for the opportunity He gave you for service. I remember one man, he was an African American, so James Johnson, I talked about him before. So he used to call Haima whenever we came, give us some vibhuti. So he called her at home, and she was not home. He called her, and we were not home. Then he left message, Mrs. Reddy, when you are home, this is James Johnson, please send me vibhuti. Then we said, then finally there is the climax. Phone, thank you for taking this message. It was thanking the phone, so even there he was grateful even to the phone. So don't take this microphones transmitting the message. I should be thankful. Without that, you can't hear me everywhere. So you should have the attitude of gratitude even to the phone. And Swami's greatest example, when he went to Horsley Hills in the old days, before he was going to Ooty and Kodaikanal, he used to go to Horsley Hills. And when he was going Horsley Hills, then they had needed water. It is up in the hills. They used to take through the buffaloes, used to take the water up, and then you have for the devotees. After his time is over, Swami was coming back. Everybody was getting in the cart. Swami told people, you wait, I will come back. Somebody sneaked behind Swami and see, what is he doing there? He was going back. They said, he went to the buffalo, he patted it, Bangaru, thank you, materialized vibhuti, and put it in that buffalo. So he was thankful to the buffalo, and this man was thankful. So our attitude of gratitude is important. Second is the feeling that we are not serving somebody else, we are serving God. That is why Swami introduced the word Narayana Seva. Swami Vivekananda said Daridra Narayana Seva, but Swami changed it. Daridra, Lakshmi Narayana, that is for Upadhi, body. But really you are serving God. That is the attitude. The person who is serving, the process of service, and the one who is getting, all are one. Person who is serving is God. Person to whom you are serving is God. Services. When you have that combination of all become one, then you realize. Otherwise, service, Swami, he was telling the discourse here, it is for pomp and publicity, it will take you nowhere. That is very, very important. We need to have that humility when we serve. That is, Swami says, if you want to. But the two greatest obstacles, that also Swami said, what are those? Ahankara and mamakara, ego and attachment. If you have this, you will never succeed in having the results of service. Because purpose of service is chittasya shuddhaye karmana. Purity of heart is the purpose of service. I can tell you how sometimes we get carried away. I know one senior devotee invited Swami. Swami, please come to my house. Swami said, your house? This man is smart, realized. Oh, no, Swami, our house. Because it is, 50% partnership, because our house. Then Swami said, no, Swami, your house. Then Swami said, why do you invite me to my house? So you can never been to teach a lesson. Don't have that feeling that everything belongs to God. He belongs to Him, and He is the only doer. That kind of thing. Then, once you practice service in that direction, your heart will become pure. Then when become pure, purity is enlightenment. That is what you should remember. And the third aspect of this is practicing human values. I think all of you are experts in that. So the 5 human values, fundamental. They're not anybody, if you want to be called human, that is why what Sathya Sai organization, in our logo, we didn't put all faiths, you cannot cover. When I went to Parliament of Religions in Toronto in 2018, there are in Christianity itself 1,500 sections are there. And each religion, so there will be few thousand. So whereas these values are universal human values. So once we practice these human values, Swami says, then you will attain the divinity. The fundamental thing is, the underlying principle of everything is love, love, love. That's why Swami says, when you practice this human value, then beautifully, everybody wants about world peace. Swami gave the answer. But when you have righteousness in the heart, beauty in character. When there is beauty in character, then there is harmony at home. When there is harmony at home, there is order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world. Everything starts with us. We should have righteousness. That is why these human values, we have the programs all over the world, education in human values by the various Sathya Sai centers, and we have 28 Sathya Sai institutions. But we need to practice them in daily life. Then that's how you develop your. Swami says education, human values is not 3HV, but 3HV. Head, heart, and hands. You should have head of a Shankara. We have a discrimination, and heart of a Buddha, full of love and compassion, and hands of Janaka, always involved in selfless service. Then we attain the goal. I pray to Swami to bless all of us with strength, dedication, and determination so that we live in divine love and share that with love with all and get engaged in selfless service at all times and at all places. Jai Sai Ram.